Hello and welcome to Blythe Ray Business News. For this edition, I'm joined by Tim Harrison. Tim is Managing Director of Ionic Rare Earths, which is developing a rare earths project in Uganda. We'll come back to that later. Ionic Rare Earths is listed on the Australian Stock Exchange with a symbol of IXR and a market capitalisation of around 175 million Australian dollars. Welcome back on the show. You've got some exciting news. You've just received a grant. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Tim, we're very excited. We've received £1.72 million from the UK government's Advanced Propulsion Centre, a scale-up verification grant to help us move forward the Seren Technologies magnet recycling opportunity. So, with that funding, we're looking at building a demonstration plant over in Belfast.
In Belfast? Okay, great. So UK government money, building a plant in Belfast. What advantages is this going to give to the rare earth supply? The development of that plant, what does it mean for rare earth supply and perhaps the UK economy?
So magnet recycling is certainly an industry that will grow substantially over decades to come. At the moment, about 25% of magnet rare earths are sourced from recycled materials. So it's already an appreciable supply, secondary sourcing of magnet rare earths. Going forward, with the world's requirement for more magnets, more magnet rare earths to go into EVs, offshore wind turbines and many different applications, the world needs to find more sources and to use them better into the future generations.
So you're developing this magnet recycling plant. Just talk us through what that's going to mean, I suppose, to a contribution towards the UK government's plan for its net zero targets.
So the plan is that we'll start producing or processing 30 tonnes of waste materials, be it magnets or offcuts from the production of magnets at Belfast. That material processed will end up with a product of about 10 tonnes of individually separated magnet rare earth elements. So the oxides of neodymium, praseodymium, dysprosium and terbium. And the technology differs from many of the other recycling opportunities that are out there at the moment in that it can separate the individual elements so that those materials can then be redeployed in new magnets.
I want to come to the technology in a moment, but just for the viewers' benefit, these recycled magnets, where are they coming from?
So we're sourcing, or we've mapped potential supply chains globally. We've identified potential sources in Europe, the US, India, Brazil, and we're also looking at what we can source within the UK. The intent is to build the demonstration plant here and to leverage that demonstration plant into relationships, supply agreements and partnerships with UK manufacturing.
So potentially you'll be sourcing magnets from around the world. Where were these magnets, what kind of technologies, what devices were they previously used in?
So these magnets have been used in all sorts of different applications, whether it be in automobiles. So permanent magnets are used in a number of different motors within conventional automobiles. We're also sourcing materials from MRIs, so health applications, wind turbines. So there's a number of different applications where these materials have been in operation for some time. They've come to the end of life, or material that's been produced in making new magnets. So when you make a magnet, not all of the material actually ends up in a final product. There's offcuts and waste material. What we can do is we can take that material back into our supply chain, separate it into the individual oxides, which is a step change on all the other technologies that are available today.
Well, you mentioned that, so let's just talk about the other technologies. I know you're going to say it, so why is yours better?
Well, our material, our product, produces the separated individual rare earth oxides. So alternative technologies produce a rare earth oxide product that has all of the rare earth elements combined. Now that's great if you're making or you're sourcing or you're processing magnets that are all the same type, and that material is then going into a certain application where the proportions of the individual rare earth elements are not supercritical. But as we move to the high temperature applications in EVs and offshore wind turbines, the amount of dysprosium and terbium becomes absolutely critical for those magnets to operate at high temperatures for an extended period of time.
Okay, I get that. So this is you now producing rare earths for life in Belfast with the aid of a UK government grant. Thanks for explaining that. Let's just take you back to Uganda, because we should remind ourselves that you also have a mining operation. Give us a quick update on what's happening at the Makutu project in Uganda.
So at Makuutu, we're working towards submitting or starting the process on a mining licence application. The idea is, and we'll have a starter project which will enable us to de-risk the development of Makuutu, producing a modular development, producing the magnet rare earths and heavy rare earths that the Western world's going to need for its manufacturing into the future. When we talk about magnets for life, the opportunities here in EVs, offshore wind turbines, are going to be increasingly more important, because as the world tries to achieve its net zero carbon targets, the requirement for magnet recycling is going to increase substantially. At the moment, it's probably about 25% of the total supply chain. Expectation is that that's going to increase to about 40%. So we'll be able to supply the virgin or the virgin materials from the Makuutu Rare Earth Project into the supply chain, and then be able to take that material back end of life, process it into new magnets ongoing. So yeah, it really is that rare earths for life.
Tim, thanks for joining us. Please come back and keep us updated on the developments in Belfast and also the mining down in Uganda. That was Tim Harrison, Managing Director of Ionic Rare Earths, updating us, having just received the grant from the UK government to develop this rare earths recycling plant in Belfast, and also on the mining operations in Uganda. That's it from this edition of Blythesbury Business News. Thanks for watching.